It's only been 4 months.
Hey guys, I'm gonna,
Oh wait, hold on. I'm just gonna. We started filming this. Today is the 12th, I think. You probably won't see this video till May.
What?
Because you fucking film videos and don't upload them anyways.
Hey guys, I'm gonna upload consistently.
2025, new Ali.
Yeah, right. I probably won't. I don't know. We'll see.
Hold on. What's up with those exhaust tips? Did YouTube get to see that?
No. The car had its downpipe and exhaust. The footage went to shit because the audio was terrible. So, you missed the install.
Sounds like we're doing some exhaust clips on this video.
Turner, full exhaust system with a VRSF downpipe. If you want a VRSF downpipe, link down below. Turner system, if you want one, come visit the shop. We are a Turner ECS dealer. We can't sell you the system online though, so sorry.
Yeah.
We can sell you in person because we do work on customer cars. Anyways, the reason why we're doing this video is because the B58 is ass.
Whoa.
I'm just kidding.
Cut.
No, it's not ass. I mean, it's a very good motor, but it has its
Carvana's ass, not the B58.
issues. Yeah, that too. So, background to the
Holy shit, that table's dirty.
things that we're doing. Background to the things that we're doing. So the car developed a long crank and a misfire on idle, as in it would just sit idle perfectly and then it just goes. He has that problem too. So
I no longer have that problem. They just haven't seen the video yet.
yeah, okay. So my hunch is that the injectors are bad or leaking or something. So that's why we have new injectors. These are just OEM new injectors. No, they do not have issues like the N54s, but from time to time I've seen B58s have issues with leaky injectors.
And they're also not as expensive as the M54 ones.
Yeah, they're like $600, I think, $700 versus, $3,000. But as far as failure goes, I've seen these injectors leak in the past on other cars, and there's plenty of people online that also talk about B58 injectors leaking, causing piston ring failure and things like that. And I like to avoid that with this because I don't want to pull the motor out. Spark plugs, just a preventive maintenance type thing. NGK, whatever the fuck the number is, I don't know, I forgot. That's not the number.
Anyways, here's what they look like, guys.
Yeah, they're just OEM. This is another common failure point on a B58. Oil filter housing thingy.
Yeah, oil filter housing.
Thingy. This, yes. So, OEM is plastic. This part, at least, not the cooler itself, but this is plastic. Tends to leak, crack, things like that. So, we are replacing this. But the main reason why we're doing this video is this. My car's pissing coolant. And it's like really bad where it won't even hold any coolant. So I think the water pump exploded and I just released all the coolant. And I've been driving my X3M because of that. This is supposed to be the daily. Anyways, this is not your ordinary just a water pump. I bought the bracket because this is an updated part from BMW. Factory pump comes with a vacuum actuated BS that I don't know what it does. I don't know the scientific term, but from what I know, you're supposed to replace the the bracket with the water pump if you're doing the updated water pump, which doesn't have the vacuum actuated thingy.
Another thingy.
So that's why I'm doing the whole bracket. Some people don't. I prefer to do it the right way. Also, it replaces the gasket here because that tends to leak as well. And to do this job, you have to remove the intake manifold.
You might as well replace it while you're there.
I'm too broke for that. So that's why I'm doing the oil filter housing, because I'm already taking off the intake manifold, and I might as well service this at the same time. Coolant cap. Ask me why. I take it off, and I go like this.
Oh.
So, I shouldn't be able to, you know, just take it off with my hands. And there's also a piece that's in there. So I don't know how I'm gonna take that out. But there's a piece that's supposed to be like that. That's not there. So we're gonna have to.
I need to go look at mine.
We're gonna have to fish that out. This is why I have coolant just crusted on here, because it's not holding pressure and it's just releasing pressure onto the top portion. Is just dripping downwards. So this is trash.
Kobe.
Also, there's small things. This is a block off for this guy. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it or if I have to use it. We'll find out. The bolts that came with this is a water pump O-ring. I opted to replace this because it does go here. When you typically remove something, the O-ring is always flat. So something to keep in mind as far as replacing this. So this is OEM BMW. This guy is eBay for $150. You can buy this
That's
on
cheap as
eBay,
hell.
and I'll leave a link down below. Use my link.
He gets credit. Help him
Yes.
out. He'll make more YouTube videos if you use his link.
Yes, if you use my link, I get more credit, or I get credit. That way I can make some more videos, more boring videos like this, you know. But yeah, this is $150. Don't pay, you know, whatever $200, $300 that some people charge. It's the same fucking piece of metal that everybody has. These are OEM. If you guys would like some set of injectors, hit us up. We can get you a set of injectors. We already have spark plugs on our website. If you guys want a water pump, again, hit us up on our website, Vehicle Vehicles.
Yeah, and if you just want to get all this shit done by this guy, just hit him up on Instagram.
Yeah, all that. I would fucking love to take off an intake manifold and do all this shit because it's so fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, most of the stuff we offer except this, we can't really claim this because this is China. Also, there's two other issues. B58s are notorious for smoking. This guy is also a problem, especially with, I guess, high mileage cars. The diaphragm inside fails. Let's oil in, blah, 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 you start smoking. So replace that guy. I haven't replaced mine, but I have one on the way. Hence why it's not on the table. It never made it here. This is also another issue with B58s. I already replaced mine. That's why it looks new. Christian has that problem on his car. This thing fails, causes
A loud ticket sound.
ticking sound, plus you get evap codes for your fuel tank. Sometimes you can't fill up the car, which could be a culprit as far as that goes.
I thought mine was replaced. I don't have that issue.
Yeah, I had the issue as far as I pump gas and it stops like after 6 gallons, and it just keeps stopping and stopping. So I replaced that guy, fixed the problem, and the check engine light went away. Besides that, this motor's great. Amazing.
Sick.
Could make a lot of power, but you have to fix all the dumb shit first,
Yeah.
which is what we're gonna do now. You technically don't need a lift for this, but I do have to take off my under tray because it's covered in coolant. This guy has to come off first, and okay, that's broken. And in order to do that, you have to take off the charge pipe, you have to take off the intake, all the bullshit on top. We're not really gonna bore you with that stuff because this is self-explanatory. This is self-explanatory.
Yeah, literally.
This
Clamp, hardware. This one just pulls out, plus the clamps, and then this one is a little bit more in depth, but
most B58s are gonna be modified anyway, so you probably won't even have a stock airbox like me. But like I said, this is self-explanatory. Once we get to the intake manifold, I will explain a little bit. You do have to disconnect battery because you are fucking with the alternator. and I don't think you want to get shocked. AC compressor, I'm not sure. We'll figure it out.
We'll find out.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take it off and then show you guys what it's looked like.
It's only been like 5 seconds. We already took off a bunch of shit.
Yes.
And we're moving on to the intake manifold.
There's some bullshit that needs to be taken off the top.
Oh yeah, we figured out the location, right? What needs to be removed.
No, we haven't, because
Kind of.
this guy got to come off first.
Yeah, that was a question mark at the beginning of the video.
Yeah, well, we still don't know. This guy got to come off first, and then we can figure it out.
Yeah.
'Cause we
It
don't
sits
know.
right here. It's sandwiched.
We don't know how far it goes down. If it goes down all the way to the compressor, I feel like it does. That's gonna suck.
All right, pull the motor out.
Yeah, right. My ass. So for the intake manifold, harness gets to come off. Throttle body disconnect, and then this harness has to come off the DME side. Nothing back here, I don't think. Maybe the fuel line a little bit. We do have to remove the fuel line anyways because we're doing some injectors. Map sensor has to come off. The connector and this fuel tank vent valve thingy-majig has to come off too. And then there's bolts here, bolt here, and you have the bolts for the intake manifold itself. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and do that. And we'll be back once we have the intake manifold off.
Look at that.
10,000 years later.
By the way, you might want to adjust those 2 hoses down there. These, they go attached right here.
So
Pains
these,
in the ass.
yeah, BMW likes to do things the dumbass way.
Where they put the seat clip on the opposite side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have fun with these two if you're taking them off. When you do this, you are gonna lose obviously coolant on your heat exchanger and intake manifold side, so you do have to do the bleed procedure. Looks like I have oil there. I have a coolant leak too. That's coolant. You guys, this hose that's also fucked. This is gonna be fun.
B58, the most reliable engine from BMW.
My fucking ass. My fucking ass.
I'm gonna have to say S58.
Yeah, my S58 has 75,000 miles, and all I do is drive it.
Yeah, that's all we do around here.
Except there's a catch with the X3M.
It's not reliable.
But it's not the motor. I'll show you guys soon. what
In the
the
next
issue is.
episode.
Yeah, this is a piece of shit.
It's a bunch of pasta here, bro.
I fucking hate what I'm looking at right now.
Bro, this is terrible.
What the fuck is this?
What's going on here?
Bro, just to get to the oil filter housing, I'm gonna have to take off all this fuck shit.
Oh, yeah. You sure you don't want to keep it plastic?
Oh my god. And there's a plastic piece of shit right here. What the fuck is that? Like, what is this? Why? I got fucking bullshit inside the fucking intake valves too. I thought we were over the fucking carbon bullshit.
Yeah, I thought that was an N54 thing.
There's some shit on the valves.
It's dirty. All right, PI. Clean it.
Alright, so we're gonna take out the alternator and all the bullshit right here and see what we need to take off more.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
We have some updates. So, the alternator is out. But you need to remove more than just the alternator and check out this BMW engineering right here.
Fucking sick!
All right, go ahead and remove the fan. I think this is a perfectly good time for you guys to hit the like button because this shit's ass.
This is what I was talking about. This is the old water pump. When I say it's vacuum actuated, I don't think it's actually vacuum actuated. It's just there. But
That shit looks like a headlight leveling system, bro.
something. We're gonna take off the fan and then we'll be back. So this is the old bracket. The gasket, as you can see, came out in pieces, so that was nice. Also, I don't think a water pump's supposed to make all that noise. Another issue is I tried to take this pipe out and it broke. So it broke there and on the thermostat housing. So now I need a thermostat.
Yes.
And the gaskets are, like I said, they're flat. This side was just completely seized onto the water pump bracket, which is why I was trying to get it out as gentle as I can, but everything started crumbling. So now we gotta wait for a fucking thermostat. And they call it the heat management module. Don't know why. So this is where it broke off. I'm gonna guess and say this guy goes like this. So even if I wanted to, I wouldn't be able to just put it in there because I'm missing an ear on this side and I'm missing an ear on this side.
I love all this plastic.
So thanks BMW again for making this stupid. And this is what it is. Stupid. There's also a hose right here that's leaking. There's also a hose right here that goes to whatever this water pump is that's leaking. And yeah, I don't know what the fuck caused all this leakage.
Probably was a fucking chain reaction.
Maybe the water pump was seizing and there's too much pressure or something. I don't know. Regardless, I'm gonna have to change this hose and this hose because as you can see, there's a residue of coolant right there. B58. Better than N54, huh? I don't know about that. I'm not a B58 hater, but N54 is at least easier to service when it comes to coolant. You don't have to remove half of the fucking motor just to get to the goddamn thermostat.
Bro, this side of the motor is the best on the B58. This side of the motor, not so much.
Why? Why put everything in one spot? Cool, you can take off the turbo in 45 minutes, but what about this? What? Why?
I don't even remember the S58 being that complicated. Holy shit.
I don't know. Like, we haven't had to service a S58, so there's that.
No, but we pulled the manifold, and I don't remember shit looking like this. I guess it's all based off the same engine, but...
Bro, look at this. What the fuck is this? Why is it leaking coolant? Moment of truth, guys.
Wow.
What a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
What a fucking piece of shit.
There you go. There you go, guys. There you go. Let's put it in the same orientation, just like this. Now you guys can see side by side. Good. Sheesh.
Alright guys, so millions and billions of years later, again, I went ahead, took off the thermostat off camera. Didn't really see a point of showing you guys that, but it's just 3 bolts and it comes right off. Like I said previously, I broke off the clip here. So that's why I went ahead and ordered this guy, brand new from BMW. And the reason why I ordered a brand new one is because this pipe, let me show you guys. This pipe was broken on one side where the clip was missing, or it wasn't missing. And then where there was a clip, there was a tab missing here because it just snapped off as soon as I just tried to take it off. Didn't even apply that much pressure into it either. So I'm thinking that this was gonna fail at some point eventually anyways because of the plastics and things like that. So this is a whole new unit. Kind of makes me feel better anyways to replace this since a lot of the hoses are already failing. And this guy, if it fails, it's a lot of pain in the ass to replace, as you guys can see. We also have one hose, two hoses, and this is the third hose. So this goes to your turbo. This one goes to the heater core. And this one, I believe, goes to this port. So all three hoses had some sort of a leak on either the plastic connections or something of that sort. So I went ahead and ordered these three along with the thermostat. The thermostat was the most expensive thing because it was like $400 some. And yeah, it was definitely not worth it, I should say, as far as the price goes, but whatever. Gonna go ahead and replace it anyways. I did receive my PCV cap, which was another thing that I didn't show at the beginning of the video, but I bought a new PCV cap just to do some preventative maintenance. So that's another piece. Let's see. Otherwise, everything else you guys already seen it. This guy, I'm gonna go ahead and install this first, and then I'll probably install the bracket and then install the thermostat last, because I can just slide it in right here into the bracket. But the reason why I'm installing this first is because the thermostat is not in the way, so it'll be a little bit easier to install it. Can't really show you guys too much of it because the bolts are not very accessible, so once I get it in, I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, so I got the oil filter housing in. It is a pain in the ass to get it in as far as the bolts go. There's two bolts right somewhere in there. I can't really show you guys very well because they're hidden, but somewhere in there there's two bolts. The rest of them are pretty simple. So you have bolt right there, there's a bolt here, and there's a bolt there somewhere. When you have this out, you'll know exactly where the bolts are. When you buy this oil filter housing from eBay, it comes with new bolts, so do use those bolts because you don't want to reuse the old bolts. Also, I got the thermostat in, so that stupid ass thing that broke is back in, the new one, and we have the water pump with the bracket on. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bolts, I believe. There's 2 on the bottom underneath the compressor. Obviously the compressor has to be off to get to them, and then there's 2 right above or right underneath this thing. There's 2 bolts there. So there's 4 bolts underneath where the AC compressor is. That's why you have to remove it. And then there's 3 up here. So that's all installed. There's a new gasket on here. Obviously the water pump is new. Next thing is the alternator, and then all the coolant hoses. Like I mentioned before, I have to replace this, and the turbo coolant line. So the turbo coolant line, if you're looking at it like this, because it sits like this on the car, there's a bracket here that you need to take off, and then I believe there's a bracket on the turbo side, so you don't have to touch that one, but you do have to obviously remove the hose clamp because there's a hose clamp here, and this you just pull it off afterwards once you're in there. This guy I can't really show you guys as far as the space goes because it's right behind the motor, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace that off camera. Same thing with this hose. This hose goes to the heater core, which is right somewhere in there. So you have to remove both hoses just to get to this clamp. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera as well, because it's not really rocket science. As long as you know where the hoses go, they should line up perfectly, because all the lines are pre-bent from factory. And I have a pretty good photographic memory, so I know where everything goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix all this pasta and put everything back into its place, and then I'll show you what the next step is. Alright, so I got everything put back together as far as the intake manifold goes, all the hoses, all the boring shit pretty much. And I did have to replace the expansion tank, because this one has discoloration all around and it's brown, which means it's about to, you know, go as far as blowing up or things like that. Same thing on the inside, there's brown shit. And also part of the cap that failed also went inside, and I had to take it off anyways to fish it out. But I also looked inside and it was all brown, so went ahead and got a new one, OEM unit. It's not aftermarket, so it's just OEM from BMW. These are the hoses I took off. As you can see, they're starting to go. This side, not so much. This goes to your oil filter housing and connects to one of the hoses underneath. This is the heater hose. It was starting to leak right at the bend. This is the turbo aux pump, also starting to fail, and the insides are deteriorating as well. This was actually the new pipe, so what I did was I took off just this section because I didn't want to go all the way around the motor and take off the whole pipe, so I cut it off here and crimped it onto the new, or the old hose that's on the car, and seems to be no leaks and nothing. So that's the way I fixed it, because I just didn't want to take off the whole line, because you have to remove the downpipe to get to the other section where it connects to the turbo, which is, that hose goes from here all the way around and then goes back underneath the manifold. So all the coolant leaks are fixed now, I think, for the most part. Also went ahead and replaced the cap for the PCV. So this is the old one. They tend to get ripped on the inside right here somewhere. So I bought one on Amazon. Fitment was kind of iffy. Didn't want to fit in all the way, but we'll see how it holds up. If not, I'll get a new one and then go from there. So now that's done, I already have the spark plugs, the new ones in. Not much to show you guys as far as that goes. Coils are going to be the stock ones. I'm not going to change them yet. You do have to do the injectors, and to do the injectors you have to remove the rail, both sides, remove the fuel line, and then pull out the injectors. And also, while I'm in here, as you can see, I don't have the charge pipe or the inlet pipe on. I got replacement inlet. So this was from ECS Tuning. Inlet pipe, metal versus plastic, and plastic ones have some weird BS going on here, so I wanted to eliminate that by putting a metal one for obviously longevity and things like that. And also it just looks better. And I had the same inlet on my 340. I think it just looks better and it's easier to install or uninstall. Also, this section of the inlet, which is the, I guess they call this a silencer or something, it tends to crack on the connection right here. So I went ahead and got this Paradigm, some engineering inlet, also from ECS, and it just eliminates that piece. Plus it's silicone, looks a little bit better I think than OEM. And the last piece is the charge pipe. This is the factory one. just looks atrocious. I hate the way they look. So went ahead and got a ECS or Turner, same company, but got a Turner charge pipe. It does have a bottom section that's silicone, which I like better than most charge pipes. And you have the same OEM connection. The gasket in there, I went ahead, took it out of the charge pipe, put it in there, and you get two clamps, silicone section, and then the upper section, which is metal, and it bolts right up like factory. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace all these items. I guess you could say this is like a preventative maintenance as well. I know the B58 charge pipes don't blow up. This thing is mainly just for looks. I just hate the way that the stock ones look. These sometimes have issues, so I went ahead and replaced all of that. Also got a new filter. This is a factory one. This is also ECS, just a little bit better filter. And yeah, besides that, I haven't gotten anything else. The only thing I did was change the filter that was in the oil filter housing, because it does come with the filter. I went ahead and put a different OEM one. This is the one that came with it. Seems like there's no issues, but I just want it to be 100% safe. Yes, so we got all the piping on. Charge pipe is on, inlet pipe, and whatever this pipe is called, another inlet pipe. Intake with the new filter from ECS. I guess all of this stuff is from ECS. So if you guys are interested, I'll leave links down below for all the ECS products in the description. Next thing to do is obviously the injectors. I already took them out, all 6. You do have to remove the rail, obviously, and the harness. Just put it to the side. There's only 2 8 mils that you have to remove, and the harness flops over. These are the new injectors from Bosch, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Yeah. So these are Bosch injector stock, whatever flow rate, things like that. We're not going for crazy injectors. So to install these, you do need this tool. So it comes with the injector puller. The way that this works is injector goes in like so, then you turn it and it locks it in place so you can pull it out of the engine. And then when you want to take it out, you just push the lever up, twist, and it comes out. To install the new ones, you do need this piece. It's like a spacer, goes in between this, like so. Then you hand tighten injectors on each side, then you pull this out. Same thing with all the other ones. Put it in, hand tighten this, and then you just pull out the spacer, and yada yada yada. So the reason why you do this is so you can get proper spacing for this guy. This, I guess, compression sleeve.
Yeah, I think it's called a bayonet fitting.
Yeah, so it keeps the injector straight. So when you tighten these 2 6 mil or E6 bolts, it puts the pressure evenly on the injector and seals properly. So that's why you need this tool, because you can install it crooked and have possibly a fuel leak and things like that. So I'll leave a link down below for this tool. It's like 30 bucks on Amazon. Works with B58, also works on N54, N55 injectors to pull them out, as far as just this part. Obviously you don't need to use this on an N54 or N55. All right, so everything's done. I put the whole thing back together as far as beauty cover, things like that. Topped it off with coolant. We have coolant in here and in here. The low side needs to be bled properly when you do this job. There's a bleed procedure for these cars. Just look it up on YouTube. It's very simple. As far as high side, I guess it would be the high side. Turn the car on, let the water pump run with the heater on, and circulate the whole thing. Once the thermostat opens, it'll bleed itself a little bit more, add coolant, drive the car, yada yada, all of that stuff. So that's done. We did pretty much everything as far as maintenance goes on the B58. There's nothing else really that needs to be done. So now it's actually time to tune the car, do all that good stuff, and possibly add more mods. So next video I'll do some tuning and see what we can make as far as power. Probably put the car in a dyno, maybe go to a strip with Chris and his 340 and see what numbers we get. So, cheers.